Yo, we live. You're now listening to Volume 58 of the Bucket Up Podcast. Here with your boy Ty Doyle, aka DJ Buttersauce, aka Ty Lante, aka your mom called me when she get off of work. And I'm here as always with the homie, the kid JB. What's good?
Living good, fam. Happy to see another 24 hours. It's the kid JB. Could have been right last week, aka Mr. Told You So. Not because I'm always right, but shit, when I am, I told you so. I'm happy, man. I'm all right. I'm every week the Giants lose. I'm at ease knowing that I don't control it, so it can't affect me, man. But
There you
yeah,
go.
what I can affect is the fucking fire content on the Bucket Up podcast.
Brum, brum,
58
brum.
Episode 58, we got a tribute to a jersey number. Let's go with Carl Banks, former Giants linebacker, back when they were good, when they won Super
Oh,
Bowls and
snap.
shit. So yeah, man, episode 58 of the Bucket Up Pod. Happy to be here. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm chilling. I'm hanging out in this room. It's cold as shit. But, I had a fun, nice, relaxing, chill weekend, just hanging out and went to see some movies and some shit. But, I didn't go and do the Halloween shit that, I seen everybody on the timeline. They was out here flexing with the cool ass costumes. And, I sit on Twitter, I'm in my broke nigga costume for like I am every time this year. You know what I'm saying?
That you can also finesse that and be like, I'm a main character of a coming of age story.
That's true. They always just wearing some normal shit, bro.
Yeah, and be like, you know what? This is the part of the movie where I realized I'm too broke for Halloween.
Right? I should just do that every year. I just dress up in regular clothes and just say I'm a regular ass character from a movie. Because it's like, hey, they have regular clothes, fam. Like I don't know what to
Yeah,
tell you.
you could be like, I'm Earl from this movie.
Right?
Like, oh, yeah, yeah. Like, who is that? He's an extra. He's in the background.
Yeah, you just be chilling.
He's wearing regular clothes. If you noticed, like,
My
oh,
favorite character
yeah, it's tight. But that's cool, man. So, did you see any movies this weekend?
Yeah, we actually went to go see The Hate You Give with Katie because I know she read the whole book and she was telling me, oh yeah, the book's so good, like we gotta go see this movie. And then I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes and it had gotten really good ratings. And then Trav and Aubrey had saw it. I guess they saw it last weekend or something like that. And so we were like, all right, cool, let's go see it. Me not knowing, I'm thinking like, yeah, it'll be a good movie. I figured it was gonna be about like shit that's going on in the country, but nah, that the whole movie really hit home. It had me choking up a couple times. It was like it was that good. It was powerful. The the acting was really good. The stories, how they kind of like portrayed a lot of the stuff on there, and it obviously is super topical for like right now with like kids or like unarmed black dudes getting shot by cops, which is like central part of the story. So I definitely recommend it. It's one of the best movies I saw all year, for sure.
Shouts to that. I will say the acronym Thug is kind of cool.
Right. So the title of the book is actually off of a Tupac song. You say like the hate you give. I think it was like fucks little infants or something like that. Forever. I think that because like thug life. That's what it means.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
I will say we speak on movie snobbery and stuff like that. I think they gave a little too much away in the trailer. I already know that like one of the main characters' best friend dies, and that's kind of like her, chip on her shoulder throughout the whole movie. And I'm just like, they could have saved that for the movie,
Wait,
like
say that again.
in the trailer, her best friend dies.
Oh, yeah, but that's. I get what you're saying, but like it's a big because that's like what the plot of the movie is. I get why they showed that.
Yeah, but I mean, they could have saved the fact that he died in the.
Because it's not like it's some surprising thing. Like going into the movie that it's about a kid getting shot.
Yeah, but
What
I
I
didn't.
mean?
But actually, leading up into the trailer, as I'm watching it, I didn't think he would die
Well, I
until,
guess
like
spoiler alert, but it's not. It's like it's early, like in the movie. Like it's the whole like the movie is more about the aftermath than him dying, which is that's the whole point. That's why they showed you in the trailer.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I think it could have been just as effective without the dude dying in the trailer.
I guess. And you'd be like, what the fuck is this movie about?
Nah, I think they could have. You know, I think the times were political enough for people to know, like, what you know.
All right, so you explain to me how they do the trailer without showing the dude dying at all and hinting to it at all. Like, how they supposed to show you what the movie's about?
It could be they don't need to zone in so much about her affiliation with the kid dying. They can maybe just like show her at a funeral, and then like it leads to all the destruction and all the chaos and this, and then her trying to restore the community and stuff, but they don't allude to who dies. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess, but you would know that she knew the person if she was at the funeral. So,
I mean, okay, but you don't know which. But okay, but I'm saying it's okay to say someone dies, but you ain't gotta say like the best friend dies, because then one of the best friends in the movie, you're like, he's dying soon.
Nah, I'm telling. Well, again, being a spoiler, like you meet the dude for like not that long. Like
Is this based on a true story?
I don't know.
Okay, so
it might be. It's based on fucking shit that happens for real.
Okay, I'm saying, okay, so my point is if it was based on a true story, then I sound stupid, because then it's like everybody knows he died, Jesse.
Yo, first of all, in this movie about the first black baseball player, they don't gotta show me that like it's about a baseball player. Yeah, and then the fucking MLB
like, don't tell me it's Jackie Robinson. I already know that.
I'm gonna go to a movie about baseball and be surprised.
Nah, whatever, man. Like,
but no, I get what you're saying, because it's like too many times movies give away like too much of the plot, and so you definitely want them to air more on, hey, don't tell me what that shit's about. Yeah. But the flip side to that is, to me, I'm cool with it if literally the whole part of the movie is the aftermath of it. Like that Peppermint movie where it was mostly about her like getting revenge for her kids. Like, it's cool to show. It's okay to show in the trailer that like her kid died. Like, like otherwise, if she's just fighting people and I don't even know, like, why is she just fighting people? You know what I mean?
Or it could show it like, you know, in the trailer, him being roughed up by the cops or something, and her being like, I gotta, you know, like, I'm sick of this. And then like in the movie he dies too, and you're like, yo, like, damn. Like, I don't know.
I guess, yeah. I don't think they were going for the suspense. I think that's what it was. They were more just like, hey, this is how this person and family and people deal with this specific tragedy that happens all the time. You know what I mean?
Word. I just like, you know, Creed 2 coming out.
Mm-hmm. Right. They shouldn't reveal to us that it was Drago's son. Should just let us find out.
Maybe that, or they don't need to like. I don't know. They be just showing too much in the trailer.
I'm like, keep it. But I guess that's on us, because like you get curious, so you watch the trailer. But like if you keep the trailer to like, you know, the 30, because you don't really learn anything from the 30-second trailers that you get that feels like on TV. But now that, you know, everybody watches the trailers online, the trailers are like 2 minutes long, and so they're giving like big points of the plot. But it could be like, you know, Marvel's been doing a thing where they've kind of thrown people off by putting scenes that aren't in the movie in the trailer. And so you think certain parts are gonna happen, and they don't. And so
yeah.
And like, you know, 2 minutes, it's still, you might think you're seeing all the movie, and then if the movie's done well, you're not gonna, you know what I mean? It's not like it's really gonna ruin the movie for you.
Well, it's funny I say that because I just saw that Steve Carell movie where I was kind of like, man, they misled me. They didn't say shit about
They should have told me it was about heroin. They should have had it in the trailer.
Yeah, why didn't you have it in the trailer, son?
And doing the heroin on the spoon, bro. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was like, I thought this was just like about a lack of communication. This motherfucker.
You thought it was a whole movie because they couldn't talk to each other, bro.
Yeah, and meanwhile, dude's actually dying.
Like, he's on some real shit. Like, he actually going through it. That's what I figured. You know, they don't throw in the trailer Steve Carell crying hard as shit if motherfuckers ain't dying, you know?
Yeah, I was like, I guess maybe sometimes they gotta like lay it up for you. But yeah, I don't know, man. For movie makers going forward, if it's a true story, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter what's in the shit, because
I gotta tell them if it's true. I know it's a book. That's all I know.
That'd be funny as shit if like, you know, they make a new Titanic based on the original,
right?
And someone's like, "Oh, that shit crashed." Spoilers.
right? I feel like though, if a movie's gonna make me choke up, then it's probably a
Well,
good
all
movie.
right,
I'm
well,
trying to
cool,
think.
man. The
Was it
hate
one
you give,
recently that I was choking up to? I don't even remember.
man, choking up, son. They're just like,
Coco had me choking up.
they're like, please turn your cell phones down. You start choking up. The- well, all right, well, that's cool, man. The hate you give, Thug Life. What? How many bucket hats you giving it?
oh yeah, I'm giving it 5 out of 5. We going the full.
Nice, dude.
Like I said, it's
So,
up there. It's up there. Best movies I saw this year. With what's that one? The hell's it called? Silent? Nah. What the fuck is it called?
The Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. Yeah, that's a good movie. I probably don't sound good because I don't remember the fucking name, but yeah,
It was the best. It was
there's
so.
been a lot of movies this year, but yeah, Quiet Place was up there. There's some other movies I got to think about, but for sure,
Shots.
we did that a couple episodes ago. So if you want to know, go back.
Yeah, do your homework. But no, that's cool, man. I'll
Any
add that.
movies or not?
No, but I'm actually thinking about going to one tonight.
Oh, okay.
One of them in the queue is I still want to see the Halloween movie because you hyped it up so much, and fucking I'm in the mood for like a horror movie because it's Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
time, and then also I want to see the Jonah Hill mid-90s movie.
Oh, I really want to see that.
Just because I grew up in the mid-90s, so shouts to that.
Right. Only thing that I was okay, so I wanted to see it when off the trailers. Then I saw it was Jonah Hill. Like, all right, cool. And then he's doing like his press tour right now. And he's saying like it's just like he wanted to pay homage to like the 90s hip hop. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, that's cool. But then it's just like kind of reminds me of the fact that like every white dude ever who tried to like become friends with me, just like, oh yeah, dude, I fucking love 90s rap. And I'm just like, I'm sure that Jonah Hill's that fucking guy, isn't he?
Yeah, but he actually knows his shit. They've been doing like all these like hip hop like tests and like
Right.
putting him on the spot and shit. I will say what's funny is like the kid that plays the main character. He's like 13 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and they're asking about like what's it like being like a 90s kid or feeling like a kid that grew up in the mid 90s, and like you could hear when somebody like speaks on something in community like in unison.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of like pick somebody out of the crowd, like, wait, I know you're not talking. Like, what are you talking about? And that's what Jonah Hill said. He's like, wait, I'd love to hear how you feel like a '90s kid. When were you born? He's like 2005.
Right. Whoa.
He's like, okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're not a '90s kid if you were born in 2005, my guy.
All right. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people. Like, I think we're talking about this other way. Like, what's actually the cutoff for like 90s? Like, if you were born in like 96, 97, are you really a 90s baby? Like, you were 3 years old and it was already like 2000, bro.
Yeah, I think the cutoff date should be like 95.
Yeah. Although it just feels like it sucks because they were born in the 90s, bro.
Yeah, but like I was born in '89, and I remember '96 being like some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I at least remember that shit.
Yeah,
I might have only been 5 or 4. You know what I mean? But like, I can at least remember shit happening in the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, was that 6 and 7? Like, I for sure remember all that shit. But it's just like.
But yeah, so I'll definitely, I don't know, I might go see one of those movies tonight, or I might just be a responsible adult and grocery shop and get ready for the week. Who knows?
That's you gotta do it early, bro. Bust it out. But I know you be sleeping.
Sure, I'll be doing that shit. But anyway, going back to it, this weekend was lit, dude. I did go to a Halloween party. Talking about the '90s, dude. Shouts to the homie Brian. He had this extravagant Halloween party where he spent a lot of money that it seemed to be on decking his whole house out, food, liquor, karaoke machine. And the best part was he actually hired or rented like a casino house for like 2 hours or whatever, and they had craps table, blackjack, and something else like roulette or something.
Yeah, I saw it. Like, you guys getting popping.
Yeah, that shit was fun, man, especially for someone like me that never steps out. And then also they had this giant projector screen, bro, with this fucking like emulator that had over 1,000 like old school video games. Shouts to the '90s. So Joelle and I were playing like Streets of Rage, Double Dragon, and some Mario, and she beat me in Double Dragon, so that was cool.
Damn.
Or no, she beat me in Streets of Rage or some shit like that. She beat me in a fighting game. It was lit.
One
Um,
of the old school ones though.
dude, he had all the old school ones, like even the ones you would see like in the old school like restaurants back home that had like
Yeah,
one arcade game in the back.
it was just like chilling.
Yeah, and like it would
It,
always
it,
be out of order or some shit.
I feel like all those games used to be just like either a rip off of Street Fighter or a rip off of Tekken.
It really would, yeah. That's what they all were, dude. But they were
Mhm.
lit, and like I just remember every restaurant back home had like an arcade game next to like the phone booth or the bathroom.
Right? Both of
Yeah,
them shit's probably gone now.
yeah, that's crazy, dude. A phone booth, and yo, I'm gonna call you back after this game.
Right? Bro, I do kind of wonder when the hell did they just take out all the phones? Like I never seen anybody like removing a phone, but one day they just are all gone.
You'll be wild
All the pay phones.
using a payphone booth to like use your cell phone.
That yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like it still could be handy. Cause I know everybody has cell phones, but like if you lost your cell phone, you're not with nobody. Like you really don't got nobody to call your shit.
Yeah, but you're not gonna have a quarter. More people,
Yeah, that's true. Nobody got
no one's gonna have that individual quarter.
But you just have it, up to an app or something.
They're going back to that. They're going back to that commercial. That's like, what's that shit? The 1-800 call collect
Right?
dial down the middle. It's like,
Yeah, that's
how is
true.
that shit free?
You know what? They probably. I know they got rid of it because of cell phones, but they also probably got rid of it because it was a liability. Because it was like drug dealers could just use the payphone and not get caught.
Yeah, shouts to that. Shouts to the Sopranos. They always like showcase like that's where they made their next move.
Right.
Calculating on a payphone.
Right now, you got to use burners, and like that can get risky.
Yeah, but imagine that dude a payphone like, or even now you're just like, man, like I'm loud as fuck on the phone as it is. I might as well duck into this booth, you know?
Right. Shit was wild.
But now party was lit, man. Your man dressed up. Shouts to Joelle. She had I gotta give her the credit for this costume idea. We were, tossing the ideas back and forth, and like true creators, we waited to the last minute. and she dressed up as a devil, and I dressed up as an egg. But
I was deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs, fam.
I ain't even for some. I didn't catch it until you put the
pitchfork.
The pitchfork in. I was like, oh shit, how did I not? I was just going off because you sent me the one. You were like fried eggs, and I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, I will say when throughout the party when if there was like Joel was in another room or something, there was one part I was out smoking weed. I was a fried egg. Yeah. So shouts to that. But no, so it was a fun party, dude. We were dressed up. Saw some funny costumes. Saw some. I saw a dude dressed as Jack Skellington. I asked him for the record. I was like, "Are you a fucking Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?" The world wants to know. And he said Halloween movie, so we're rocking with Halloween.
There you go.
We saw some other costumes. Funny, my boy Ray dressed up as a cop. My other homie David dressed up as a cop. There was a lot of cops. Didn't feel too comfortable.
Whole squadron out there, bro.
Yeah, shouts to Terrio. He dressed up as like the puffy guy from Ghostbusters.
That shit is wild.
And
I want to know how much that costume had to cost. And you got to inflate it, right?
It was $20 on OfferUp.
Really?
Yeah. Damn. I was like, man, that's even funnier that you bought that from another adult that wore it before.
All right. How do you wash that?
Yeah, I don't know. It was made of like the shit that like windbreakers are made out of.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Or the shit that like the blowy thing that's be in front of the dealership and shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, bro, that's a costume you don't want to throw up on though. It's all white.
Right, and you just know, like, goddamn.
But yeah, shouts to that.
That shit, it gotta be crazy.
Yeah, you kind of had to like unzip everything just to go to the bathroom. But yeah, so shouts to the party. It was fun. It was fun. Trying to think of the shit that went down. Oh, I will say, man, it was funny. There was this guy dressed up as like, I don't know what his angle was trying to be, but he was trying to be dressed as like a deplorable Trump supporter or some shit. And he was wearing just like a wannabe. It wasn't even a MAGA hat. It was just like a regular like
red
trucker hat with, and it wasn't even red. It was just like a trucker hat that had like MAGA stickers on it or some shit.
I get that because you actually wear the MAGA shit. Then you spend money on it, and two, you really might get some smoke out here.
Yeah. So, or I mean, shit, not even out here, but yeah, but in general, but yeah. So I didn't know what he was on. He was kind of annoying, man. As I'm playing blackjack, he kind of posted up and was like trying to coach me through the game. And what was funny though is shouts to Brian. He gave everybody like this playing card, and it had 500 free chips on it. And he let everybody like gamble for free and shit like that. And then at the end of the night, you traded in your chips for like the tickets that were going to be part of a raffle. And I was cooking, man, on what's it called, blackjack, and I tripled like my tokens by like triple, you know. And but then when it came time for the raffle, son, we had to leave early because Terrio wasn't feeling good, and I was like, "Fuck, I got all these raffle tickets for nothing."
Damn.
So, but yeah, anyway, getting back to it, homeboy was like kept chiming in and coaching me through the fucking blackjack table, and he's like, "Yo, you should hit on that. You should stay. You should hit." And I was like, "Yo, my man, like, I don't stop."
I really don't need your advice, to be real.
Yeah, it's like not fun to like hear you tell me what to do.
Right.
But then it was just funny because then like Joel was asking me like, I wonder like asking me like what I thought of his Halloween costume or like what I thought his angle was, and I was just like, I don't give a fuck. And I was getting to the point now where like, and it's kind of gonna transition to our topic here is like when it comes to politics, I know I'm pretty heavy set, you know, on Facebook and stuff like that. Joel was asking me, or like, well, if you don't mind talking to strangers about politics, like, why do you think you're gonna like convince people on social media? I was like, well, I don't think I'm gonna convince people on social media, but the people that I'm friends with on social media, I'm somewhat friends with. I may see them again and again, you know.
Right.
A stranger at a party, I don't give a fuck about, you know, and I don't. The last thing I'm gonna do is gonna be like, no, bro, let me explain to you why Trump's, you know, bad. Like, nah. So anyway, getting to that, I was talking to Terrio. He was asking me like, how come religion and politics is something that's not supposed to be talked about, like, at a party, but more so at like the workplace? Like, why is it that those items are so taboo?
Well, it's because the shit can get volatile, bro. I don't think it's like a taboo completely. Like, if you know, obviously, if you know people, if it's just like you at a party and it's like you're around people that you know, like for sure, you could talk about it. But like somebody you just met, it's just not great, or it's a coworker and you guys never really talked about it, so you don't really know how that can go, and it can make it awkward. But like event, like I don't know, with me at work, like I think it was the people I was around. Sometimes you're just not sure, but like the people I end up like messing with or I was like sat around ended up being cool and had like the same pretty much views as I did, except like there's little subtle differences that everybody kind of have and different point of views on different things. And so like you can when you're closer though, you can kind of talk that shit out. You know what I mean? Instead of like if off rip you guys are already diametrically opposed and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got one person's way on this side, other person's way on that side. Shit can get wild real quick. Whether you're at a party, because motherfuckers love fighting at parties, and whether you're at work, it just makes the whole workplace kind of awkward. So that's why people kind of shy away from it. But I think people more so shy away from shit when they think that it's when they already know that like something they believe might be controversial. Because I feel like sometimes people fucking know that shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like we said before, the people that are like, I don't want to be offensive, but and then they're like offensive.
Right. Like it's like I feel like you knew, bro.
Yeah, like why did like you kind of said that like you put just one foot in knowing that it could be hot, you know?
Right.
I will say though, like, so what I was getting at though is like the reason why I think like politics and religion, it's funny because there's people like at work that I definitely align with politically. And if we're talking about like, like, oh, what are you doing for Hanukkah this year? Blah, blah, blah. It's like they already know I'm Jewish. They already know like I don't celebrate Christmas. It's not like we're specifically talking about religion. We're talking about like we're just talking about plans, like weekend plans, you know?
Right. And I don't think the thing is I don't think religion is that big a deal.
Right, that's true. It's when you start debating or being like, yo, that's not true. That's when it's problematic, which I thought, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that at all.
Like, I think when people are just ignorant and they spout that ignorance about somebody else's religion, it's like, bro, why are you saying some shit you don't know about? You know what I mean? Or it's usually like, obviously, I feel like it more comes across with like Muslims or something like that. Cause that's like the like, the people that are getting a lot of the heat right now for sure.
Yeah, so like, I'm saying if you kind of know, if you're in line with somebody politically or whatever, and those hot topics, it's okay to like talk about because it's more just like weekend plan type shit. What I was
Right.
getting at is he was talking about engaging with people that he obviously knows have opposing viewpoints on different topics, and he wants to just get inside their head, and I'm like, that's just a waste of energy, man.
Mhm.
And like, for example, I was trying to tell him like, there's a dude at my job that I already know, like, because he told me he had to unfollow me on Twitter because like I bashed Trump too much or some shit. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, wow. So I already know where this dude stands politically, but we get along at the job, without politics or
Right.
religion. Like I know how to talk about sports, hockey, movies, anything but religion.
Right. Right.
Knowing that if we did talk about those topics, we might end up not liking each other,
Right. For real. For real.
And so I was trying to tell him and because and shouts to DJ, he always wants to get to know people better and be and be on the same page and like which that's just him being a good person. But I was
No,
trying
and I get that. There's merits to it. Like just know, like it'd be one thing if you guys like. It used to be not even used to be because I mean it's always been kind of trash. But it's one thing to be like you kind of disagree on why a tax should be a tax or something like that, or you're just in agreeing on like how much the government should spend and things like that. To me, that's cool. Like to get into like other viewpoints because they might get you bring up something you didn't really think about on a certain subject like that, but it just become a lot of it are like things that the reason why people get so mad because it ends up being things that are like non-negotiable for them to budge on. Like I can't, like I'm sorry, like I can't really budge on whether or not you think it's cool that I exist and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I can't really budge on whether or not you think like Black Lives Matter and shit like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I know like some people like it just like the way that they learned about the thing kind of influences how they feel about it, and like they might not completely understand it. And sometimes I let people slide on shit like that. But if it really feel like you want some like legit like racist thing, like to me, like because I got like connected family members and things like that that like obviously that like vote Republican or whatever, and like to me if they're like oh they rich so that's why I know why they voting Republican, like you know what I'm saying. But so I just don't talk to them about that. But if it ever came down to like, it really felt like they were on some real like they out here for sure going to rallies and chatting and like picking up fucking, you know what I'm saying, tiki torches and marches and shit like that. Then it's like, yeah, nah, bro, that's not negotiable. I don't need to really know. I don't need to get in the mindset of that guy's head, bro.
Right, and that's what I was trying to say, and I was like, the energy that you need to apply is just enough to get the work, just make the work, just to make the 9 to 5 pass, because obviously they're not people that you're gonna fuck with. Like,
Right.
you find out the topics that make the 9 to 5 hours go away. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
Like, yo, did you catch the game? Yo, oh, what are you having for lunch? Oh, did
Right.
you see this movie? Like, once it starts getting into, oh, I didn't like this movie because the liberal mainstream, like move it, move the needle,
Right.
or
I
just
usually just like once I hear shit like that, like yeah, I just my whole brain just shuts off, and I'm like,
yeah, dude.
like,
Like, I'll never forget. There was a dude at the job, when I used to work at the job we used to work at, um, the day after the fucking presidential election. This dude like literally told me how he like went out and bought like ammo for his gun, and I was like, "Cool, fam, bye."
what's that
Like,
even supposed to mean though?
yeah, I know. I was like, What is that?" Yeah, I just went out and bought 15 big cows for my Mega 3. I don't even know fucking guns, right? They sound it makes people sound so lame. Oh yeah.
Trav's another rumor should get him in here. He's
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, Trav's gonna hear this. Trav, I love you, dog. But the semi-automatic cow with the 3.5 millimeter. Shut up. Like that shit. So corny, bro. I love you, Trav, but guns are whack. But anyway,
yeah, for you though, again, like I'm cool with people. I don't really like again. I don't mind guns. It's like
no, guns are fine, but you don't need to tell me how you going out and bought ammo when I'm at the deli.
Hey, bro, that's their nerd shit, bro. Like, if I come up to you and I start talking about Harry Potter, which I wouldn't do, but like, you know what I mean? I start spitting some shit about comic book movies. Like, that's their nerd shit, bro.
No,
Everybody nerd out about something.
no. See, that's the difference, bro. I'm not.
Again, but
I'm not nerd shaming. I'm saying he was like getting political about. I went out.
That's what makes it weird. Like, why
I went out and bought guns. Did you see? He's like, he asked me about the. Did you see? You know, the debates last night or the voting or whatever, the election. I went out and bought bullets. I was like, okay, like.
Yeah, that's a weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, oh yeah, I saw my ex yesterday. I went out and got some more bullets for my gun. Like, nigga, what? Like, wait, hold on. Why?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, wait, hold on. Wait, you getting the strap because of that? What's up?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I saw it. You know what I did? I went to sleep and then I woke up and then I came to work. I definitely didn't do no wild shit like that.
Yeah, all right, whatever. My bad, Trav. Keep your guns. Keep your
no. I would just say I can see that too. Like if you were just doing something random and somebody started coming to you gushing about Harry Potter, you still probably be like, "What the fuck, bro? I ain't asked for this."
Yeah, go back to Hogwarts.
It's already established that I fuck with that shit. Why are you coming up to me like waxing poetic about it? Like you can't really just be out here doing shit like that.
But getting back to that though, and not to name drop, but like my current, you know, where are you at with like, I don't know, because I know you work at a big company. My company's growing for sure. What's your way of like kind of curving, not political but or religious, but maybe just controversial statements before they become like a thing? Because there's this dude at my new job. He's starting out. You know, I'm not gonna drop names, obviously, but he definitely says some stuff that makes you go like kind of like wince a little bit. It makes you grind.
Oh yeah, I just don't fuck with them people.
It makes your teeth grind a little bit. Like, ooh, don't say that. Like,
nah,
that's wait, what? You know,
right.
But like, you know, they don't necessarily mean it like in a harmful way. They don't know. The guy, you know, they may be from a location that they don't know like shit's cool. They may have not lived or have different type of friends or, you know, been different around.
I know, and it sucks because it's like that's a good because it's like nobody's there to like for them to like know better, but at the same time, like, you know, you're supposed to be an adult. You got to figure out that shit on your own. But it's so, I mean, I guess you gotta get better friends to tell them that, you know, some shit not cool. But I just wouldn't fuck with that person, to be real. That's just how I am. But like sometimes it's hard because, like, again, I'm not gonna name any names because like I got people at work that, you know, say, and like the person is like super nice. It's never been anything but nice to like me or anybody else I've seen. But like one time in a chat, this person might have said, you know, talking about conspiracy theories and like just offhand saying that like, oh yeah, like I didn't even know that Obama was gay and this and that, and everybody's like, wait, what?
Nah, that person.
Like, yo, and it's just like that's, you know, that's iffy, but it's like other than that, like nothing else happened, so it's kind of like, yeah, I'll let it slide. But you know, I mean, every time you're around and they say some wild shit, it's like, or like, you know, I mean, you just hear them, you overhear them say some wild shit, and you're like, yeah, you know what, I'm just not gonna talk to him like that.
That's first of all a stupid conspiracy theory. I've never heard that one.
Yeah, I didn't follow up on it because obviously.
Did that person get in trouble? I hope so, because I got in trouble for way less shit at that spot.
Yeah, I don't know. People be getting talked to, and I don't be checking up on shit.
All right, well, oh fuck, man, getting back to it, that just reminded me. Sorry for the buckets. I have to backtrack a little bit. Going back to my weekend review on Friday night, you just reminded me about like me trying to be a snitch.
All right. You want to confess out here to some?
Yeah, I want to confess to some snitchery, not some snitchery, but in the heart of baseball season coming out right now. You know, I know you don't fuck with baseball like that.
Ain't it the end? That 18 fucking is that not like I know we sidetracking the sidetrack, but is really a 3-2 18 inning game sound fun to you, bro?
It's fucking.
Is that enjoyable?
The longest game. Well, it wouldn't have been 18 innings if it wasn't 2-2. You know, it can't go that long without a tie.
No, but to me, it'd be fun if it was 18 innings and it was just motherfuckers back to back smacking home runs. Like, it ended up being like 12 to 11, and it's like every every inning people were going back to back getting hits or some shit like that. To
Yeah,
me,
that's true.
that's fun. But like just watching motherfuckers not being able to hit for fucking an extra like game is like, what the fuck? I don't want to watch
that. It pretty much was a full game of nothing.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to watch that shit.
It was really impressive though. Shouts to the dude named Bueller, horrible name, but cool story. He was like just a prospect watching the team a year ago, and then this year he's in the fucking team pitching 7 scoreless innings. So dreams do happen.
Yeah,
cool. Dreams come true.
I do. The thing also too is like it must suck to come in inning 18 and lose a game because it's like, bro, you've been sitting in the cold for like 5 hours. Everybody's been playing hard as shit, and you come in, you let up a run, and everybody's like pissed off, and you like, man, fuck, I didn't think I was gonna play today. What the fuck?
What's funny as shit is the game was 7 hours and 20 minutes. You could fly from Boston to LA within 7 hours and 20 minutes comfortably and still watch some of the game.
That's gross to me.
Anyway,
continue. Sorry.
Anyway, you know how when there's like a call that one of the managers of the team is not happy with, and they run out to the umpire and they get all mad and they start pointing and start asking questions like, well, if that guy did this, how come I don't get this and that, right? So shouts to Arlie's no shouts to Arlie's Grill, the place where I got sexually assaulted.
Oh, what? Wait. You can't just throw that out there like, yeah, they sexually assaulted a nigga.
Verbally. That was the guy that
sexually, bro.
Verbally assaulted. My bad. Verbally sexually assaulted. The guy that said he wanted to like.
You were sexually assaulted. Go ahead.
My bad. Sorry for those that have been.
I know. Wow.
Context. Anyway. On Google, they say they're open till 2, and their name is The Grill. It's not like they're like a fucking club and they serve food and they, stop serving at a certain hour. So I go there because I'm hungry, and I get there and I sit down, and the dude is like, "What do you guys want to drink?" And I was like, "Can I just have a Coke?" And Joel got a Dos Equis, and he's like, "Cool, I'll be with you guys in 10 minutes." I was like, 10 minutes? The fuck? Like, all right, that's weird. And then he comes back and goes, "Oh, by the way, the kitchen's closed." And I was like, what? And then I was really upset because I fucking just came there to eat. And it was in the middle of the 18 innings. And I was like, well, now I don't want to leave because the game may end or may not.
Right.
But then, so we're there for like 30 minutes, chilling. Joelle's drinking her beer and stuff. And bro, one of the cooks comes walking out with 3 piping hot plates of food. Wow. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I start, and Joelle gives me that face like, please don't.
Hey, please don't wild out, bro. Like, do not embarrass me out in public, fam.
I was like, it's happening.
Yeah.
So I run over, and I look so, I'll admit now that a couple days has passed. I was so out of pocket, bro. I'm pointing to your man who's across the bar, pointing to the innocent people eating their food.
Wow. You was extra. Wow.
And I'm doing the like angry girlfriend, like caught the boyfriend cheating face. Like, what's that? Like, I thought the kitchen was closed.
Y'all told me the fucking kitchen was closed. I thought it was closed.
Yeah, I thought it was closed. There's people eating, right? So this guy comes rushing out, and is a dude all dressed in black, who I think he's the cook. And he like comes rushing over. He's like, "What's up, man?" I was like, "Yo, why is your man telling me the kitchen?" I was like, "Why is your man telling me your kitchen's closed and you out here serving hot plates?"
Wow.
And he's like, "I'm the chef." I was like, "All right then." And he's like, "The kitchen's closed." I was like, "When did they put their orders in?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "It doesn't matter. They're friends of mine."
That shit does matter.
Yeah, I was like, fuck out of here. That matters. Whatever. And then I just stormed off. And then Joelle was like, what is he supposed to do? Make an exception for you? I was like, no, he's just not supposed to make an exception for them.
Right, because like you don't think I was gonna feel some type of way. I order food and like they tell me I can't get food, and then they bring out food. Like that's why you don't do shit like that. Like,
Thank you, bro. Thank you. He's like, no, well, like,
at the same time, if I was his homeboy, I'd have definitely been like, hey, bro, you don't know him. You got nothing to do with us getting the hookup. Like, relax, fam. I can see both sides. Like, I'm definitely getting the hookup if I'm with my homie.
my
I'm
opinion,
also still pissed if I'm you. So,
I'm like, nah, just come to the kitchen, man. I don't want other people seeing this shit.
Right, like I would feel bad. Like, yeah, I would definitely like try to hide. I wouldn't be out here in plain sight. You know, giving my homeboy dishes after I told people they couldn't order food.
I was so mad, bro. But I looked ridiculous. I looked like, you know, when an umpire calls the player out, and the manager just comes storming out, bro. And
let the full New York out, bro.
I was like, how you telling me the kitchen's closed when I'm looking at people eating some fucking chicken nuggets right now?
Bro, like you don't think I'm fucking hungry, man?
I was like, what part of closed don't you understand?
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
Yeah.
That's
anyway,
funny,
but yeah, my bad. I had to retract a little bit because you reminded me about that.
No, that's cool. I was gonna say, going back to the thing. I don't. Do you think anybody's ever had situations like that? Because that seems kind of like. Because I've always gone to places and they're like, yeah, we closed, and then you see somebody go and get some shit. But yeah, we should. I guess we should ask the audience. Let us know.
Because that, bro, like, I mean, I was like very little. That's like, you know, the ultimate little kid in you. Like when you see a little kid get ice pop, you're like, where? I can't get an ice pop. Like, what the fuck? Like, you got one, I want one, right? I was a man, but I was just like, I was, I was about to like tap them on the shoulder, be like, yo, who you know? Like, tell them you know me. Like, I was about to just hang out with them and get the hookup too. You know?
Yo, so yeah, that's yeah, definitely. If any of our listeners, if they had some situation where they had to pop off in a restaurant like that, like definitely let us know. Hit us up on the Twitter pages, Facebook at Bucket Up Podcast and all that shit. But I guess going back to like the political thing, it was kind of funny. I guess this ties into the next thing too. Is Aubrey was actually telling me that somebody at her job was telling her how his kid wanted to be James Harden for Halloween, and how they're gonna like spray paint him.
Nah.
She was like, I was like, yeah, you better tell, boy. like, first of all, I'm like, what do you do? Because do you like if you like obviously if you fuck with the person, you want to tell them like, yeah, nah, that's not cool. But like if the person really trash, do you kind of like let them be trash and be like, hey, if you're okay in the viral in these streets for doing some wild shit, but then you don't want to fuck up the kid's life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would just tell him as long as he plays defense.
I'd be like, nah, you gotta get that beard right though.
Wait, so did he want to just get spray paint for a fake beard, or did he want to do blackface?
I felt it's the way she described it was like literally blackface and then like the beard. Like, it's like, bro,
dude, fuck out of here. By that logic,
people don't know by now. Like,
especially in Houston, not that I've ever been, but at the games they give out fake beards for like you know beer night. Why can't nobody's running home to fucking do blackface to be James Harden at the game?
The thing that's funny too is like nobody, like white people when they spray paint themselves, like they don't look black, they just look dumb. Like you don't look more like the person. Like if you just wear a beard and a fucking James Harden jersey, like I think people gonna get the point, bro.
Yeah, no one's gonna be like, "Oh, you would be if you were black," but
like, you don't really look like James Harden. Like nobody actually really looks like any of these Halloween costumes, bro. It's okay.
Yeah, dude. By that same logic, what if it was a really dark-skinned black guy wanted to be Steph Curry?
Right, and it's like I'm not gonna lighten my skin. I'll just put on a goddamn Curry jersey, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you're
not gonna be Charlemagne and bleach yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so actually, conversely, at work, shouts. One of my coworkers was trying to ask me what she should be following, and me and her are really good friends. We talk about Insecure, like that's our like vibe at work. Shouts to that. That's our show too, Ty.
Good show.
I was telling her she should be Issa. And she's like, how should I do that? And I was like, you could wear a shirt that just says Insecure and then wear like her, because you know how Issa always has like banging earrings and shit.
Yeah, she had the earrings, and then like she got her hair like braided in some type of cool way.
Yeah, and she's like, but I can't get my hair like that. I was like, I think a wig would be fine, and she's like, oh, and then my other coworker that's like very a little bit like, no, everything is bad type thing.
Mhm.
She's like, no, don't do that. That's racist. And I was like, no, wigs aren't racist, you know.
Right.
And I was like,
I can see though in some ways it's just like somebody might take it, so it's like probably be safer. You
if
know
it's,
what I mean?
I will say she's Mexican though, a little darker skin, so I think
Yeah.
she could let it slide a little bit. I wasn't saying like do an afro wig. I was saying just do a wig that she, because Issa never really has an afro. She has like
Braided.
just
Yeah.
like braided or short hair or some shit.
Right. Yeah,
And
again, like
then,
she can braid her hair, like that'd be fine. Like,
yeah, or whatever it was. So, um, yeah, nah. So I was saying Issa wish it could be a cool costume. She ended up going with I think Jenny from the Block or J Lo.
staying in the wheelhouse. I feel it.
I was like, just wear a Yankee hat and just big hoop earrings. Do J Lo.
Right.
Yeah.
But and it's like I get it. Some ways it's like tricky because you don't want to be somebody and make it like you don't ever want to. Because I feel like if you want to dress up for somebody for Halloween, most of the time it's because you idolize that person or you actually think that person's cool. Like obviously, sometimes people do it as a joke. Like when Trump and Hillary were like big like Halloween costumes, like people just doing it to do it. Like it didn't mean that they actually like
Banged with them.
excuse me. Exactly. Or like if you're doing like a joke thing, but if you're doing like an actual real person, usually it's because you actually think that person's cool. Like if you want to be James Harden, that's because you actually like James Harden. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
obviously you don't want to like it comes out of a spot of of admiration, but at the same time, you really admire people. Like don't be out here looking a goddamn idiot.
Yeah, and fuck you, Megan Kelly, for not understanding that and getting paid $68 million for getting fired, bro.
Hold on, put some respect. It's 69 million.
Oh, my bad.
No, but can you imagine taking an L like that and in what happens when you take the L? You get $69 million. Like, bro,
expedited too. She was gonna get. Oh, you need me to say something wild? Okay.
Oh, why didn't she say something wild from day one? I'd have been out. Fam.
Yo, welcome to day one of the Megan Kelly show. The Earth is flat. The Holocaust is fake.
Right? Is it more people like? I guess it's like fame and not wanting to be a pariah, but like she ain't really like. Obviously, she fucked up. Nobody. I mean, the people who were mad about it, the people who don't like her anyway. It's not like any of her white friends that she hang out with are gonna fucking like pariah her over this. So like she should have been did this if we being real. Like to get to the bag, how come more people ain't just like fucking up and saying some borderline fucked up shit, but not so borderline that like motherfuckers won't hang out with you? If it's like, oh, so I get to not work and get all my money? Yeah, sign me up, bro.
Yeah, dude. Fuck at it. Yeah, I just gotta. The only part that I gotta do is say some wild shit. I do that on the daily. Dude, how do you not fucking? How do you get this far in life and not know that like you can be a costume without fucking changing your skin color? Like like people know that you're not James Harden. A, it's costume. B, they know that like, oh yeah, he's a black person, you're a white person. Like you don't need to change that part. You know what I'm saying?
The thing that's funny too is she was trying to say that like, oh, when I was younger, it wasn't a big deal, and that's just such a big bullshit lie. Like blackface has been bad for a long time. Like it's not one of these new I know like now there's like a climate of there's all these labels and like cisgender this and like all these things and like as much as like I try to adhere to it because I'm not like opposed to new shit and like new ways of thinking and like yeah maybe that was fucked up this and that but like this isn't a new thing like this isn't some like niggas didn't start getting mad at blackface now like that shit's always been trash. Motherfuckers been thought it was trash. Like, if you just look it up in the history, like when it was trash, it was early 1900s, 1800s, and like motherfuckers pretending to be black people and like carrying out stereotypes. And that happened a long ass time ago. Motherfuckers have not been cool with it like since that started happening. This isn't some new thing. Like in 1970s and 1980s, it was not okay for you to do blackface. It's just you probably weren't around any black people. So when you did blackface, nobody said anything because ain't no fucking black people there.
Yeah, and also they try to say the counter argument of like, well, if a black person wanted to dress up as a white person and they changed their skin to white, we wouldn't get mad. It's like nobody wants to be white people.
One is like that, and it's like you don't have the history first and foremost. Like, and it's like nobody's thinking that that black person dressing up as a white person is not gonna affect any other white person ever on anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not at all.
Yeah, like if you wanted to be
Like,
like Mark Zuckerberg and you're like, I painted my face white, they're like, that
right?
that just looks
It really
bad.
is most of the time it really be that. It'd be like if like, oh, I can't say the N word, but you can say honky, and it's like, bro, you look me in my eyes and tell me you really offended by somebody calling you honky, bro. Like, for real though.
And look me in my eyes. You think I've ever said the word honky?
Yeah, like nobody saying it, bro. Like, nobody, like, only like, in the same thing with like with like the C word, with cracker. Like, only people I ever heard say that was my uncles, bro. Like, people aren't just out here saying that shit willy nilly. But it's just like, bruh, like, it's not the same. And it ain't the same, and you know why it's not the same. Like, why we gotta keep doing this?
It's really simple. Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know. And that's going back to our main topic is like back at work. If somebody says something controversial, I really don't even have the time no more to tell somebody like, yo, you probably shouldn't say that. Like, fuck that.
This
I
is on
don't
the
pay.
internet, and I can dunk on them. That's
Yeah,
it.
and I don't pay you, so you should know that. Like, hey
Right,
man, this is a working environment. Tell me what you had for dinner. Tell me your opinion about
right.
Chipotle. But once it comes to like, oh, yeah, like I don't think like immigrants are that bad, but like they shouldn't come to our country. It's like they're immigrants, asshole. Like they're coming to country.
I mean, you could just be like, hey, when did your family get here?
Yeah, or
Quick
no, but
question.
not even that. 'Cause that's gonna start like a fucking argument. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, where you don't think people should come to this country? All right,
Like,
man.
oh, your great grandparents, they were cool coming here, but like them, nah.
Yeah, but not only that, it's like, all right, well, I think your parents should have used a condom. So what, like,
Like, if we being all the way honest.
yeah, we were keeping it funky. I think your parents fucked up by letting one slide, but it's good.
Yeah, bro. The mom, like, oh, your mom should have swallowed you, bro. Keeping it a buck.
Yeah,
That's wild.
yeah, man.
But
But shit.
I guess it's a perfect way to end that. Just before this will be out before Halloween. Just a reminder. If I hope you don't listen to us, and you still need the reminder that you should not do blackface. I would hope that our listeners know not to. But if you knew and you didn't know, like, let me be your black friend that you don't have and tell you that shit not cool. But yeah, this is a great part to end, and we can come to our favorite part of the week, which is songs of the week, bro. What you got?
Well, usually I like to try and switch it up and come with the newness because last week I came with the oldness.
Yeah, that was for
But
sure.
I'm gonna have to, sorry, back to back, hit him with the oldness again, just because it's
Okay, we're doing
thematic.
it again.
Song of the week is "House Party" by Immature because I went to a house party last night.
Okay. All
House
right.
party.
You know what? I guess I'll let it slide because, it was topical, I guess.
Yeah, and you let it all
Yeah.
slide, son. You put
Yeah,
up.
I'm not really gonna care anyway. But so my songs of the week, we had a couple like new albums drop. We had Tory Lane's album drop. We had Made in Tokyo, who I fuck with, but like he don't be rapping about shit, so I get. Other people don't fuck with him. We had My Tai, which we were waiting for a very long time. It was supposed to drop in the end of August, and then it got pushed back because Jeremiah was out here wilding out, and Tiana Taylor got him kicked off his own tour. But I digress. It was Ty Dolla Sign, Jeremiah, the kind of with a joint album. The first two singles were super fire. I listened to it. The whole album, it didn't live up to like my expectations because I was expecting flames from like the the singles that they dropped, but it's still pretty good. Definitely check that out. Tory Lanez, I listened to it one time. It seemed pretty good. I gotta go back and check that out for sure. Um, and then I was on my R&B tip all week. So my actual song of the week is gonna be from Jessie Reyez, "Fuck Being Friends," and her album. I think it's called like "Being Human Outside," like outside or something like that. Whatever. Look up her album. If you try and get into some R&B, like she got a cool ass like raspy voice, like she smoked cigarettes, but like only for like a day.
She does her rap things like smokes with cigarettes.
Nah, I don't know. Like her voice is like raspy and like she does like kind of like cool stuff with it, and so it's not how, like some singers sound like generic, like like they got the like one size fit all kind of singing voice. Like her shit is at least like kind of distinct, so that's why I fuck with her. But yeah, definitely check out her shit.
Bro, you need to. I'll send you the link to it. It's kind of funny. Have you heard of a dude named Hogan Rax?
Nah.
He's like I don't know if he's a SoundCloud rapper or just more of like a hip hop commentator.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on a show. It was actually the show with the interview with G Herbo and what was it called? And Peter Rosenberg.
Oh yeah.
And they're clowning Ashanti for only selling 24 tickets to her last concert.
I feel like Ashanti definitely don't got a fan base like that.
Well, it was just so funny because the dude with Rax, shouts to Rax, he was like, I know 24 people on my phone that would pay to see Ashanti right now. And then like they're like, do you know 24 18-year-old people? Because it was out of college. He's like, all right, those are details you gotta let me know.
That's like I don't think she has a young fan base right now, bro. Like,
yeah, like what 18-year-old is like, yo, Ashanti.
And it doesn't help too, because it's not like she built on like she had the early success, like with Ja Rule, and then like she never really like it didn't. She didn't like step out and kind of become like anything more than that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like she had her solo album, they were good. Like my mom really fucked with Ashanti when she first came out. Like I heard that Baby song 18,000 times. Her saying Baby 18,000 times, and so like I'm not dissing Ashanti at all. It's just she never like branched out, and so she definitely don't got like new. Like fucking like there's no 18-year-olds like know who Ashanti is, bro.
Yeah, but anyway, shouts to the 24 people that signed up to go see her, and shouts to the buckets that continue to listen to us on the Bucket Up podcast. I know we tried to get this earlier in the pod, but it's all good. Ty, thanks for putting up with me for yet again another week. Where can they follow us, bro?
Oh yeah, no, if you guys made it to the show, I might just go back and kind of like sprinkle out this promo in there or something like in between the music or some shit. I'll figure it out. But if you fuck with us, definitely follow us on the Bucket Up Podcast on Facebook. We're the Bucket Hat Boys on Instagram, and on Twitter we're at Bucket Up Podcast. If you listen to us, I don't know what the fuck you listen to us on now, but if it's on some wild shit, you can also hear us on SoundCloud. We're on Google Play. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Stitcher Radio. And we're pretty much anywhere where you can kind of get the podcast RSS feeds. And yeah, if you got any questions or if you got any topics you want us to talk about, shouts to Kurt Rogers. You always hitting us up. Shouts to the homie Spock or the other Jesse. I don't know. I feel like he don't want to be called Spock, so I'll But if me calling him Jesse, it sounds like I'm talking about you. But the other Jesse,
what up, Spock?
Jesse Silverman, he was hitting me up. I don't know if I'm supposed to devolve this, but he told me that the other, like our homie Sapi, his favorite pizza spot is Pizza Hut, which is that shit is serial killer worthy type shit. But yeah, shout out to Sapi, shout out to Mrs. Sapi,
shout out to Nostalgia Be Damn.
Yeah, shout out to the homie Zach and Nostalgia Be Damn.
Like radio.
Shout out to Trav. Shout out to Aubrey for giving us content this week. Trav's in the other room and shit. He gonna listen to it earlier, and it's gonna be kind of funny. Or listen to it later, it'll be funny. Yeah, but yeah, thanks for listening as always. And we're out.
Shit.